that. Bro, no, but in all honesty, that game was lit, man. It was a good game to watch, and I mean, I'm not going to say that I wouldn't have been devastated and upset if the Broncos had actually lost.
Show. The show where, just like you, we can't get enough sports.
I'll get you my thoughts. We'll get into it.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a good game. A great game since then.
Best game I've seen all season. And I swear, no matter who would have won, I would be saying that.
Shot into the back of the net for Diego Rubio.
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight.
Sponsored by Palm.
1-0 Rapids. They are champions.
Wow, that's how we come into the show. Hot mics, baby. I'm going to have to make sure that I clip all of those, man. I'm going to go over from the start of this iteration of this show and make sure that I kind of do a year-end, hot mic segment, and that might make the cut, Mike. I'm not going to lie. Along with I don't know if we had the hot mics when we were trying to come up with names for your segment, but if we did, that definitely made the cut. No puns intended at all.
That's good. Yeah, that was a UFC pun right there. Got that?
All right, so welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me is Mr. Ryan Lagan and Mr. Michael Wharton. Fellas, good game of sports this week.
Sports ball.
It's been good. It's been good, especially in Denver sports. And if you can't tell, I'm trying to buy time here because I'm trying to get to my notepad so I can do my live read that I'm supposed to do because we're so professional here.
Real pro.
We're pros, dude. I mean, anybody who's seen this show knows that we are complete and absolute pros here.
Hey, Arthur, you got any recommendations on a place that sells glasses or anything like that?
I do, actually, Ryan. Thank you for asking. First, I would like to say that we are at 4300 West Alameda. Come on by. Hit up Vinny, get you some Viper Pit barbecue. I'm not sure he's got anything running today, but he most likely will have some stuff running on Saturday or Sunday. What you got, Vinny?
Got Friday, Saturday, Sunday going.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get your pre-orders in. Give them your cell there so I don't have to wait.
What? Actually, in the next few, I might be open Tuesday through Sunday.
Okay.
Okay. And I might have the drive-through window open.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, man, taking it up a notch.
Yeah, got the pickup window.
Now,
he's getting crazy.
The crazy thing about that is he swore to me, not on a stack of Bibles, but he swore to me he would never open that. I was like, dude, you should probably open it. Nope, never going to open that.
No, I got written permission this time.
Okay, well, shoot. I mean, make it do what it do. 4300 West Alameda. Give them your number there, Vinny, so they can pre-order.
No. Look me up online.
He said no. Do not call me.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'll call you.
Double up on the call. Yeah.
I will call you. You don't call me.
Just 303.
All right, we are also brought to you by iEnvy Vision. iEnvy Vision is devoted to offering affordable and fashionable eyewear. iEnvy is your eye care advocates. Their goal is to provide all with the education and awareness needed to make an informed decision about your vision and health. They are located off of Alameda and Buckley in Aurora, Colorado, but you can call today at 720-762-4290 or book online at ienvyvision.com. They take most medical insurance and Medicaid, so call or book today at 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. That's 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. iEnvyVision, we see you. And make sure you tell them that the Sportz Phenz sent you.
Oh, I know all about that.
Yes, you do, Marky Mark. And Mark should be in the chat tonight. He said he's not going to be able to make it here in person. We miss him as always. But he's always in the chat. And it looks like there's two people in the chat. Face to Base is in there, so he is in there. All right. You know who's also in there? The Broncos. The Broncos are in there at number 1. And I know it's rubbing salt in the wound there. my guy Ryan,
That's
but
how I roll.
That part doesn't bother me, man. Like, if I could put Micah Parsons' knee back together, I don't care if we lose that game 40-0. Like, that's the bigger piece of it to me.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. That is fair. That's a fair statement.
All right, maybe not 40-0. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm checking myself, but you know, a little worse for wear than it actually was outside of that piece. You know.
Well, I mean, it was a great game. I mean, I said that 'cause coming into the show, it was a great game. Yes, the Broncos were triumphant over the Green Bay Packers. That in history, as a Green Bay Packer fan, I don't think the Packers have beaten the Broncos in Denver.
I think between the two teams and all their matchups, there's been like one road win and one tie in like close to 20 games.
I think the Packers beat the Broncos in 2000.
Did they? Here in Denver?
2000 something with Brett Favre.
Yeah, that says it.
Okay.
Everything else has been holding
like
serve at home.
2004 or something like that.
Yeah, it's hella rare. Let's just say that it's hella rare. And this game proved every game that I've seen since I've been a Broncos fan since way back when. But every game against Green Bay, especially going back to the Favre years, man, were great games. Favre versus Elway was like my youth. That's like literally like my youth and what we grew up on. So, no, put that back up, Vinny. Go ahead and put that back up. Put that back up because we're getting into it. Did you not see it, Ryan?
I saw it there.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw it back up. I saw it go back down, but no, let's put it back up. There we go. Now, one thing, the first thing that I want to point out. Go ahead.
I said,
Mike.
hate to see it.
Oh, you hate to see it? Yeah. Well, no, we don't. We don't hate to see it. I mean, it's sad to see it, but we don't hate to see it. But obviously from last week, if you watched the last week's podcast, Ryan and I had a bet. If the Broncos won, he has to take a picture at the stadium. He was at the game and had to witness his team go down in flames and took a picture. Now, here's the thing, though. I did say I wanted a picture with the scoreboard, and he keeps claiming he didn't have an angle for the scoreboard.
Here we go.
But if you look closely at the picture and from our angle in the top,
is there a scoreboard?
there's a scoreboard right there. That is the scoreboard.
And can you see the score on that scoreboard?
Well, you can't because your big cheese head is in the way, sir.
All right, well, then I got the scoreboard in the picture. There you go.
Fair enough. Okay, I mean, he
should have made him. We should have made you wear the cheese hat for the whole episode.
I would have done it, honestly. I don't
know if that's punishment for him. I think he would actually.
I would have enjoyed that. Yeah. If they had won, I'd be wearing it already without any prompting, you know?
And I could tell you right now, just knowing this man like I. Just knowing this man, how I know this man, he'd have wore the cheese hat here, and that would have been fine. But taking that picture, like losing the bet. But, But my man, nobody could say he's not a man of his word.
Yeah.
He's a man of his word. He's a man of his word. And a lot of people have been saying that, at least in the mainstream media area and a lot of even local have said, the Broncos kind of escaped or they didn't really win that game. Green Bay lost that game, so on and so forth. But I wanted to ask you, especially as a Green Bay fan, because you were there, but you also you saw the eye test in person.
Yeah,
we see it from the TV perspective.
Yep.
But you also see the box score, like you checked the box score to see where it kind of went wrong.
Sure.
So do the numbers bear out that the Broncos kind of didn't win the game and Green Bay lost the game, or did the Broncos win this game?
I mean, the argument that they're making, if I haven't heard this, but if the people or whoever they are saying that Green Bay lost the game, I just don't think they watched it. I mean, obviously we were up 9 in the second half with the ball, and anytime you're up 2 scores with the ball in the second half, I honestly, I turned to my girlfriend at that moment and I was like, if they execute, they're in control of this game at this point. This is the position you want to be in.
Facts.
What I don't want to see in that moment is them just, hand the ball off 3 times in a row and punt the ball right back to the Broncos. And to their credit, they didn't. That first play that they had the ball in that circumstance, they threw it 50-something yards downfield in, one-on-one matchup with our best deep threat in Christian Watson. Problem was, they happened to have Pat Surtain in coverage on that play.
Woo! Boy, that interception was something.
Christian Watson decides not to high point the ball, forgetting that it's Pat Surtain that's trailing behind him. Pat Surtain lands on top of him and throws his shoulder out of place or whatever the heck happened to him. So Watson was out the rest of the game at that point, and everything kind of starts to turn from there. Where I will say that the Broncos won this game instead of the Packers losing this game was, and I told you, I sent this in the group text right after this game. This is the best game that I have ever seen Bo Nix play with my own two eyes. I mean, or, TV or otherwise, right? The throws that he made in the second half,
that one to Sutton.
Some of them were better defensive coverage than others, but more than a few were, he had about a foot or two to fit this ball in at the most, sometimes less, and he put it exactly where it needed to be, and his receivers made tough catches. And
what I mean by the Sutton one is the specific one, the touchdown catch, to where he caught it knee hip down before he went out.
Sure. But
that was an incredible pass.
Even outside of the scoring plays, I mean, there was a couple chunk plays where, Bo is fitting it in the one spot between the sideline and the defender that he actually had an angle to throw this ball at.
Chad's starting to go deep.
And executed, right? I mean, granted, if you had told me at the beginning that we weren't going to get to Bo Nix even one time as far as a sack, let alone a turnover is concerned, that was always going to be a tough position for our defense to be in. But if you had told me the Packers were going to put up 26 on this defense, do most of it in the first, 2.5 quarters, and I would have thought that means we're winning this game, right?
Right.
But, like I said last week, the team that was in a position to let their pass rush go, in the fourth quarter was going to be, in a very favorable position. That was Denver, thanks to, those two, third quarter, early fourth quarter drives to take the lead. And they're both difficult teams to come back against. Bo Nix hit the big throws he needed to hit, and Jordan Love didn't. Granted, again, Micah went out while the Packers still had the lead, and, I'm always going to wonder what the rest of that game would have looked like.
So did Watson,
if not
too,
for
didn't
that
he?
play. Yeah.
They still had the lead then, too.
Well, Watson went out on that interception when we were up 9,
Yeah, because I told, I think he tore his pectoral muscle, because I told Mark in that moment, I said, because they hadn't showed the replay yet, and I was like, oh, man, I think he tore his pec, because of the way he rolled, his body was going this way, but his arm was pinned under PS2.
Yeah.
And, when you're going this way and your arm is being pinned, I could see that just tearing right off the bone, man.
I think it was
painful.
I think it's something else, because they still have him listed as questionable for this week against Chicago. So
or maybe he just strained it, but he didn't return to the game, and they said he had.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the big thing, is that he's done for the game at that point, and the opportunities that him having Surtain tailing him opens up are gone at that point, because Surtain's now able to cover someone else. And
right.
it was like I said from the beginning, we had 7 different guys with multiple catches in that game. We tried to play to that strength, and early on it worked 100%.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, 12 carries, 6 yards a carry, and a touchdown. That was huge.
A long run of 40, didn't he?
Yeah, and R.J. Harvey, we held him to under 3.5 yards a carry. To me, that was the formula. I didn't see a world where not only Bo Nix throws for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, but, the degree of difficulty of how he did it, no sacks again. I didn't even feel like they really, put him under a ton of duress. Yes, they flushed him out of the pocket multiple times, but he never, they never had 2 arms around him, or anything like that. He was comfortable out of the pocket. He made throws on the move. I think I remember one play where he had a man open after they flushed him out, and he threw it away anyway. Every other time, it seemed like he was finding someone down the field.
So long story short, Ryan says that the Broncos won and the Packers lost. Okay. So with that said, because you made a lot of valid points about Bo Nix. He did have 4 touchdown passes, QBR of 134.7, et cetera, et cetera. So Mike, he's had his best game. That is his best game by far as a Bronco, correct?
Bo?
Yes.
Yes.
Best by far.
Oh yeah, he looked great.
So you by far, out of all of our friends, out of our friend group, have been the most skeptical of this team from day one. And it's not so much that you don't want to be a homer. You're just reserved. You were reserving the right to get to this point in the season to see how this team was going to, maturate, right, throughout the whole season. Yeah. So at this point, because I remember asking you about the first third of the season, are you bought in? Are you all in? Do you think this team could actually make it? Now the Broncos are 12-2. They're number one in the AFC. They've pretty much got the AFC West locked as long as they win this game on Sunday for the most part. Are you all in now? Have you bought in? Or are you still reserving the right to wait for them to crap the bed?
I'm pretty impressed with them the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But just have my heart broken so many times that I'm trying to protect my emotions. It's a defense mechanism. I got to work on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mike's a battered fan.
No, I think
Stockholm syndrome. Is that what they call that?
There was
kind of
throughout this season so far. There's been a lot of started rough, man, and even the wins that they were getting, they just didn't feel like a great, win. It was stressful and it was close, but kind of like what happened last year as the season went on. Bo got better and better, and he's doing that again this year. It's not just a straight line of improvement. There's going to be
It's almost like just in the games. He gets better and better as the quarters progress. Right?
Yeah, well, just like that. But this year it seems like he's gotten higher faster. As far as where he's at, and I don't know what was happening with the struggles early in the season. I mean, I know that Sean Payton was trying to put together a pretty complicated, futuristic sort of offense, and then maybe he had to dial it back a little bit to get Bo comfortable again. He's been doing a lot of, I don't know, Sean Payton is playing 3D chess because you got to look at it he's like
we hadn't seen nothing yet, right?
Yeah,
302 yards, 4 touchdowns with no sacks and no INTs. We hadn't seen that, so he was right.
And Sean Payton's the first one that keeps his facility sealed up. He doesn't want anybody talking and saying stuff to the media or on social media. But he was leaking stuff here and there, and he was being a bit braggadocious before the season started, and it kind of seemed really weird and out of character for him, but maybe there was something to it, to try to instill some confidence, but then there was a little bit of struggles. He's made some adjustments, I think, with his game plans, and it's starting to click a little bit better. I'm sure the guys are learning his system also. And I think it's this momentum, they're building momentum as they keep getting these wins. This last game, Bo looked really different. Because he was under center a lot more than he normally is, and that somehow that improved his footwork. You know what I mean? He's doing a 3-step or a 5-step drop, and that's more of a timing thing. when you hit your mark, you throw the ball, and that guy's going to be there, as opposed to being in the shotgun, maybe trying to overthink. You know what I mean? While he's back there, and then feeling pressure, and then maybe a little bit of panic or maybe a little bit of desperation. And making mistakes that way, just kind of improvising as opposed to I don't know. He looked better under center. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think his mechanics looked a lot better this game, and I think that is a big reason why. And maybe it was part of the game plan to be ultra aggressive with the passing game against this team because it could. It's a laser show. The Packers have the potential to, score a lot of points, and kind of wanted to stay ahead of that curve, and I think that it worked out this time, taking some of those chances and being aggressive. And that's kind of, I think it's so. Long story short, I think that I would say that at this point, I'm definitely feeling a lot more confident than I was. But
okay, so the last time I asked you, you were at what would you say, about 30% the last time we asked him?
Maybe
40%. Where are we at now?
45.
Damn.
No. I say
12-2 gets 5%.
I'll give you 55. I'm buying in. I'm starting to buy in. But
12-2 gets you 10%.
But there's some challenges coming up because first of all, Jacksonville's super hot right now. They got
get into that.
Speaking of momentum, and what's his name, Liam Combs, seems to have dialed in.
And they have a lot of injuries on their team too.
Trevor Lawrence
hair guy.
Yeah, the guy
That's funny.
with the flowing golden locks.
He's sunshine. Sunshine.
So that Trevor Lawrence has been kind of inconsistent in the past. Like season to season or even game to game, but
And he's not played against the defense that he's going to see this Sunday.
No, he hasn't. But he's also been looking pretty comfortable out there, and he's been putting a ton of points on the board.
You know who looked comfortable and put a lot of points on the board were the Pats until this past Sunday.
Yeah, they just I think May just kind of folded under like some real.
I was going to say the same thing, but I was going to ask Ryan.
We're close to the playoffs. That pressure's coming, and when it came to see who's gonna collapse first, either Drake May or Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
well, it was more like Drake May or Bo Nix. Like that, they both had the opportunity. Bo Nix could have folded when they were losing.
You're comparing the sophomores to each other.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. No. When push came to shove, Bo Nix stepped it up, but that's kind of been the trend all season.
Yeah.
May is the Packers has just been looking near invincible all year.
Would you agree with that though, Ryan? Would you agree that it seems like the Pats, when the lights got a little bright on Sunday against the Bills, they folded?
Yeah, well,
not just Drake May, but like literally
sure,
the Pats as a team.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think this was our question about, all of these kind of upstart teams that we're seeing this year is, what were they going to look like in those moments that they've never been in before, right? And, obviously New England got the big win against Buffalo on the road early in the season. But, I think the expectations on, Buffalo's side were probably a lot lower going into that game. They were probably, in a better position to kind of sneak up on them a little bit. There was no sneaking up on them this game. And even more so, New England still jumps out to a 21-0 lead, right? And then at that point, it's tough because you have to balance, your desire to shorten the game and manage the clock with the lead that you have with not, getting out of your rhythm and your game plan offensively. I mean, at the end of the day, you get a 21-0 lead. I think the Patriots ultimately ended up, what did they score, like 32 or something like that? I mean, to me, Drake May did his job. I don't view that loss as on Drake May. I view that on, New England's defense. Like, you got to protect a lead that's that big, especially knowing that they're trying to get back in the game and the playbook is a little bit smaller than it would otherwise be as a result.
Right. You're basically pitting your ears back because they have to pass the ball. But when you go against a quarterback like Josh Allen, man, that has implications. Like,
right.
he can push it down the field. And in that same vein, man, the Pats still look scary to me. Like that Drake May still looks like he's that guy. I don't foresee them falling past where they're at now. Do you, Mike? Do you think they're going to stay in 2, or do you think they'll drop after this loss?
Who do they have next?
I forget who they play next.
Do they have like a pretty light schedule?
I mean, they play Baltimore on the road is really their toughest game left. They get the Jets.
And is that really that tough?
I mean, Baltimore is still they're a game.
They're
out.
vying for their division, but that division is poo-poo.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Baltimore could be dangerous though. At any
they
time.
have everything.
That's a fact.
They have everything to play for, and if Lamar, like the version of him that we've seen, has been hampered by health, you have to imagine he's continuing to get healthier every week, and they're always going to be dangerous if Lamar's in the game. So I think that's. Baltimore's a 3-point favorite at home for a reason. Obviously, going on the road to play the Jets, you feel good about that game, and then they get the Dolphins at home to end the year. You as long as you take care of business and execute and don't fold, like there's nothing that the Jets or the Dolphins are going to throw at you that you're not capable of handling. You should win both of those games. The question is, do they beat the Ravens or not? Now, that being said, I mean, the AFC has been spread out. I mean, yes, you've got 3 10-win teams now with Buffalo and LA and Jacksonville. All 3 of them have tougher schedules remaining than New England does. So you really – I don't know how the tiebreakers look with each of those teams, but I would imagine that, to be in danger of dropping further, you'd have to basically have one of those teams win out and then at least drop one of those remaining games if you're New England.
Yeah, so I mean, the AFC is kind of shaping up as the Broncos are still, kings of the hill right now because they're the only team that has solidified their playoff spot, right? But we already said the AFC North is boo-boo, but they do have some dangerous teams, right? Let's not discount the Ravens. Don't discount the Steelers. All of them are perennial. Well, I mean, they're perennial playoff teams. They have good coaches.
You got perennial wild card losers in Pittsburgh, but
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair call out. It really is. But they still they know how to win. They have a good coach, and
Sure.
they can win. To me, the Cinderellas are Jacksonville and the Texans, because the Texans seem to be coming on, and Mike already said it that the Jags are hot. And let's talk about that, Mike.
They're on a five-game
winning streak. They're the second hottest team right now besides the Broncos. So the Broncos do play Jacksonville here in Mile High. The Broncos are undefeated at home. Jacksonville's on a 5-game heater. I was looking at the numbers earlier today, and for the second time this season, comparing Bo Nix to another quarterback that most would say is a higher caliber than Bo Nix, was definitely drafted higher than Bo Nix. He beats them in almost every statistical category in the quarterback position, and Trevor Lawrence is no different. A lot of people are praising that he's got all of these yards, et cetera, but Bo has more yards. Not by what I would say significant. It's like 40 yards, give or take. But the fact that Trevor Lawrence has been in the league for how long?
yeah,
And he was a number one
he was
overall.
number one overall, yeah.
And Bo Nix in his second year is outperforming him. And Trevor Lawrence has better weapons, some would argue. Better running game. Does have a better running game. Who do you think? Who do you got in this game, Ryan? Like, break it down for me, because this is going to be a tough game. Both teams are on a win streak. Both teams, the Broncos obviously have the better defense. The quarterbacks are a wash. I just told you that the quarterbacks, basically, Bo Nix has like 40 yards on Trevor Lawrence.
Sure.
Dobbins is the Broncos' leading rusher, but he's not playing. But how do you say that boy's name? Etienne?
Travis Etienne, yeah.
Yes. He's almost 1,000-yard rusher, man. So, and the Broncos are the best run-stopping defense, or top 5 in the run-stopping defense. So how did the Jacksonville Jaguars win this game?
Yeah, obviously you referenced the Jacksonville win streak. I think we got to throw a little bit of water on that, just because most of that win streak has been against people teams that they should have beat, right? I mean, Arizona, I'm not saying Arizona hasn't been a better team than their record shows, because they have been competitive throughout the year. I think most of their losses are one-score losses.
Mm-hmm.
But Arizona is a team you should beat. They got taken to overtime against them. Yes, they beat Tennessee. You're supposed to. Yes, they beat, an Indianapolis team that, didn't really have a quarterback like you're supposed to. Yes, they beat the Jets. You're supposed to.
Right.
The impressive win to me was
the Chargers,
just destroying the Chargers, and I can't remember, was that did Herbert originally fracture his left wrist in that game, or was it a different game?
I think it was a different game.
Not that it matters. 35-6 against that team is still an impressive showing for sure.
Right.
It's also a home game though, in Jacksonville, as opposed to a road game in Denver. And granted, the weather's been beautiful, but if y'all can catch a cooler day, that could be a factor too. And I think, like you said, it's a team to be scared of, but, I think it's a team...
We're not scared. I didn't say scared. It's just a team that you should respect.
To be respectful of.
Yes.
There, that's a better word, sure.
They're gonna be fighting.
They're definitely going to be fighting, and the Jaguars still have, a 2-seed, potentially available to them.
They do, because they're a 10-win team right now. They just have to win one more game to tie with the Pats.
And they also have a very good Houston team hot on their heels.
They do.
And I actually think Houston's one of the scariest teams in the AFC.
I couldn't agree more.
But, you get
because they got that defense.
Right, exactly.
And their offense is coming on.
But you get the Colts and the Titans after that. Obviously Phillip Rivers looked good last week. Shout out to Phillip Rivers. But you feel good about the
Old man Rivers, I forgot about that. That was so
he didn't
funny.
look bad at all.
No,
he
not at all.
didn't look like he literally just came from having a grandson on his knee.
Right, exactly. And he's got that health insurance for years to come now. So shout out to Phillip Rivers.
Right.
But you get the Titans the week after that, which you feel good about. So if you're Jacksonville, you got everything to play for in this game, right?
They've got got everything in front of them for them just to take it.
Denver can afford a loss right now. They don't want to drop it, but the Jaguars might come in a little bit hungrier. We're gonna see, but I think overall, Denver's the more talented team. The defense is where that starts and ends, of course. And, of course, if the offense plays like anything close to what you saw last week, I think it's a game they should win by at least a touchdown.
Nice. All right, Mike, so how do the Broncos win this game? How do they cool off this hot Jags team?
Well, like he said, they're on a 5-game win streak, but there's like one of those wins that's impressive, But they've been
play who's in front of you, right?
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, and a win's a win, and they got momentum. So I think that Sean Payton is gonna probably win the chess match there with Duval.
So it's gonna come down to coaching.
Maybe. I think it's gonna come down to defense. I think the defense is gonna have to sort of put out that fire because they've been scoring at ease in the last few weeks, just maybe the similar performance from Bo Nix, even though I don't think that they would use the same offensive game plan that they used last week. Like the firefight that they were prepared for last week. It might be a little more conservative, but I think it might be a little more conservative this week. But I think it's going to definitely come down to defense and just keeping them from scoring 40 points.
I think it's worth noting that all the talk about LaFleur commits more to the run than Sean Payton does. Sean Payton was the one that almost had the 50-50 run-pass split last week. The Packers are the one that threw it 40 times and ran it 20. So,
Facts.
If they can keep that balance and stay committed to those things, like I said, it's okay if, R.J. Harvey has 3.5 yards a carry if you're still giving him the ball 15 or 20 times and it's turning into big plays in the pass game.
Well, and when it comes to the Broncos, ETN can run and they can run with him, but if they're not putting points up, once they get inside that 20, if they're not able to punch it in with him,
it's going to be a field goal. Broncos are the number 1 red zone defense in the league, so.
Yeah,
and
you cannot beat them kicking field goals.
Huge part of the Packers.
You can't beat them. You have to score touchdowns on this team.
We went 1 for 4 in the red zone as far as getting touchdowns, and that was the difference, honestly. Because every time that the Broncos were moving down the field, they finished their drives.
Yeah,
yeah. Yep. I mean,
0 field goals for 0 attempts.
None.
It was the craziest thing I had seen. The efficiency of that offense, and even at the beginning of the game, you could tell it was a little bit different. Like it wasn't sparkly. It wasn't awe-inspiring. But in that second quarter, I was like, oh man, this Broncos team is they're actually here to pull. They might be able to pull this out. Mm-hmm. And they ended up pulling it out, man, making some spectacular catches, some spectacular throws. Very proud of my team. I think every Denver team won that day. I believe the Avalanche won that day, the Nuggets won that day, and the Broncos won that day.
Did the Rockies win that day?
That's a Colorado team. It's not Denver. I'm just kidding.
So
we don't claim that team. That's the redheaded stepchild of our professional teams.
Poor Colorado.
Here's a little sidebar. I was thinking so if the Broncos are to go to the Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
they got to win 17 games in a row.
At what point does Lady Luck kind of sneak up on you?
Do they need to lose one? I think I've heard people say that. I think that's ridiculous. I think that losing
I don't know
any
about
game,
needing to lose.
What
adversity for any team like OKC? If we're talking about OKC, they need to lose a few games. You need that adversity. No, I mean it. You need that a little bit of adversity because if you don't get any of that. When you do hit that wall, you don't know what you're capable of or what you can do in that moment.
Sure.
So let's say the Broncos, come out with the win, hard-fought win against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then Christmas Day they play the Chiefs, the Mahomes-less Chiefs, led by Gardner Minshew.
Well, I think that 13th win, if they win,
magic, baby.
It's the mustache.
Yeah.
It's. Nope, don't say that, Arthur. So, when it comes to that team in particular, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, you think that's a guaranteed win, or do they need to watch out for Gardner Minshew?
The Chiefs game, I mean, you gotta take care of business in that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think if they beat the Jaguars with that 13th win, they should already have the AFC West.
Negative, because the Chargers have the tie break with you. So if the Chargers win out, then you're 13 apiece, and they win the division essentially. And then
but then the Broncos would have to lose out as well.
No. The Broncos can beat the Jaguars. So they would have to lose one of the next two games, to your point. Yeah, if they win against Jacksonville and against Kansas City, then it doesn't matter what happens in the Chargers game. But you got to take care of business in both of those games.
Yeah, so to what your point is, they could probably just stand to pull their people from the Chargers game after they've already locked everything down.
Let's just say after they beat the Jaguars and they beat the Chiefs and whatever the cards fall, how they may, around the AFC, and they could in that they got it locked up. You know what I mean? Do they rest guys versus the Chargers? Do they really fight on that one? Or
I wouldn't be mad if they did a preseason style, like give them one or two drives.
Yeah.
Make sure that everybody's still firing on all cylinders, and then sit them for the rest of the game, and then Stidham's playing the rest of the game.
But that's definitely an odd conversation, because a lot of things have to happen for that to even for them to have the luxury of making that decision. What?
I'm sorry. Sidebar and sidetrack. Mark's in the chat going ham. We were talking about segment names, and he said Mike's arm bars, and do the whole segment in a battle rap style. Now the funny thing about that is Mike could probably do that. That's the funniest thing about. That's why I started laughing so hard.
I like that.
And I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's good.
I did not mean to interrupt thought process when it came to your point. But when I read that, I was just like, dude, that's actually perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually perfect. Yeah, squirrel. But Mike's arm bars is actually pretty good.
No, but to your point, of all the chaos that can happen this time of year with playoff seeding, the Broncos have the luxury that nobody else in the league has, which is you win 2 games and that's it. Like, doesn't matter what else happens around you, and you've got the 1 seed. You don't, you're not concerned about the rest of it. You don't want to get into this business of, do we want to beat the Chargers? So, we mess with who's seeded as what in the rest of the playoffs.
They haven't beaten the Chargers since SP has taken over as coach.
Right, but it doesn't matter if you beat the Chargers if a star player that you need in the playoffs gets injured in that game.
No, facts.
Sean Payton hasn't beat Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I don't think Sean Payton thinks like that, though. I don't think he's like,
yes, he does.
No, I know he wants to beat them. But what I'm saying is, in the scenario where you've got the 1 seed locked up, I don't think he's like, no, like petty.
I think he is.
No, he wants to win a Super Bowl, man. He's been doing this too long.
I don't know, man.
Come on.
I feel like
heard of SP? Like, have you heard?
There's a strong potential that he has been playing 4D chess all year, and I think he's savvy enough to know that you don't want to risk injury to your best players.
I don't know, man. He seems arrogant enough to know that he hasn't beaten that team.
Yes, he's got a big ego for sure, and like, if he gets the Chargers in the playoffs and he beats them, is it going to mean more to him than if he beats Jacksonville in the playoffs?
I mean,
yes,
that's a good point.
Probably.
That's a good point.
It'll mean more to him, but like, if their 1 seed is locked up going into that Chargers game, and he's got the opportunity to make sure his team is healthy and rested going into the playoffs, I think that's going to be his priority.
I would hope that you're right, and I would agree that is the most logical thing to do. Just knowing this coach and the arrogancy of this coach, I think even if he does win out, he might be arrogant enough. Let me tell you why. He was so arrogant enough that he started tailoring the offense to what he feels Bo's potential is. Not what Bo is capable of now, what his potential is. That's arrogance. Like, that's arrogance to me.
He's trying to develop Bo too and get him to that point.
Well, you are, but that you don't.
I think he was overfilling his cup the beginning of the season.
A little bit.
That's arrogance. That's arrogance. That to him thinking that I know better and I know. So that's where I'm drawing that from. Is what I'm saying.
And you could even see, and there's some rumors that there was a little bit of tension between the two. You know what I mean? And so I don't know.
There still is. You see Bo telling him get the play in.
I think that's evolved into something more like confidence, and Bo's feeling like confident enough to maybe like put his foot down or stand up to the tyrant.
Yeah, they got to have a 50-50 relationship or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Have you guys seen that little GIF or meme that's been going around where Coach SP went up to I think it was Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix, and he said something about doing something sometimes, and then Sutton hit him with a quote. Like I'm paraphrasing, but he hit him with a quote that usually Coach SP is saying to them, you can't do anything just some of the time or something to that effect.
Sure, yeah.
And Bo and them just started cracking up. Bo slaps him. He was like, got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
So I think that is the type of relationship. You're absolutely right. But I think, just the arrogance of this team, you take on the personality of your coach. The arrogance of this Broncos team is pretty, up there. And I'm not trying to take anything away. You both make very valid points. I do believe that this coach in particular, just this coach, not any other coach, this coach would, like he wanted to beat the Chiefs so bad. He still hasn't beat the Chargers. He now beat the Raiders twice this year, right? So that hump is gone. He beat the Chiefs, probably going to beat them again without Mahomes. But that's the one team in this division that he has not beaten. And I think he is arrogant enough to, at bare minimum, utilize Stidham to still try to win that game. Maybe not with Bo Nix. He may not be foolish enough.
Yeah.
Let's hope that it plays out that
he's
way,
still gonna try
so
to
that
win
we get
that
to
game.
see what he does, and we can tell you how wrong you were.
It's a good point. Yeah, let's not put the cart before the horse here. That'll be a good problem to have in a couple weeks.
I'm not trying to be right or wrong.
Right.
I just think I'm thinking that he is arrogant enough to do so. I don't think he would do it, but he is going to try to beat that team. He's going to try to win that game, whether it's with Bo Nix or with Stidham. I'm telling you, he's going to try to win that game.
Well, we're arrogant enough to have just given Jacksonville and the Chiefs these L's in the next couple weeks already to have this conversation.
I did a couple weeks ago that the Jacksonville was going to be a W automatically. I put in the show notes I said we, and then I was like, mainly me said that was just going to be a W.
Past that one, exactly.
Yeah, and
Dude, Jacksonville put up 30 on Houston's defense at the start of this win
I know.
streak.
When I started looking into him, dog, I started to recant my I was like, let me reel myself back in and actually do the case study here and do the deep dive into this, because Jacksonville is actually very good, very talented team, and that's not going to just be a walk in the park.
They're going to have to shut down the run game, and they're going to have to be careful blitzing the hairstyle guy.
Yeah, Sunshine can run on you.
Sunshine can run.
He can run on you. He did that this past week. He's got a little bit of wheels. He's got a little bit of wheels. He's got a very similar style that Bo Nix has, or I would say Bo Nix has a very similar style to him. Bo Nix is a little bit better at it, getting out of the pocket, maneuvering. I don't know if that has to do with size, height, or athleticism, but he seems a little more
better protection too. I mean, this is
facts.
The first year. Probably you could argue that Trevor Lawrence has had a competent offense around him.
That is facts.
So
that's why they have a good run game.
Yeah.
It's because they have a great offense. Great is relative, but good offensive line
for sure. But he's been shellacked for most of his career down there, and that obviously is going to take away from everything else that you're seeing this season. But
well, speaking of shellacking, and I did want to talk about Josh Hart. Maybe we'll get to it after. No, go ahead. We'll do it. Josh Hart, what the hell is wrong with Josh Hart, man? I know locker room stuff. Go ahead and play it, Vinny. Go ahead and roll it. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This has gone viral. This happened Tuesday after the Cup. What's weird to me is he's kind of slid his hand down his back almost to caress, and then as Mike said right before the show, he went damn near one knuckle deep, man.
At least.
Brunson's like 6'3". He looked like he was about 6'5", 6'6", after his thumb went up his backside. But what is wrong with Josh Hart, dude? Are you
supposed to keep that in the locker room, or are you just not supposed to do that at all?
Is this a nothing burger? Should we just ignore this, or
it's funny?
Should their wives be worried?
Man,
I don't know about that, but like one of these days, like they're gonna have to go like show this to their grandchildren that they won a cup, and they're gonna see that.
Man, they're proud of their relationship. Okay, let's be supportive.
I mean, these dudes have been playing since college, right? They've been playing since college together.
That's true. That's
teammates.
That might have started in Villanova back in the day. You never know.
But Brunson didn't look entertained.
No, he turned around like, "Why are you doing it on TV?"
He looked like he was about to go Super Saiyan for a second there. Oh, he looked hot. He looked hot.
Babe, stop.
And what he really and what really got me is he really, to me, you can't see his face because he turns around, but his body language says he couldn't tell if it was Josh Hart or that other nobody dude from the bench that did that.
He knew who it was. Come on.
I mean, show the video again really quick. Like, look at his body language. It really does look like he doesn't know. Like he turns around.
Oh no, he knows. You looking right at him.
No, he looks at homeboy.
Was it you or you?
At him.
Yeah, he looked farther back first, and then immediately, I think.
And then he was like, it was you. It was you. I remember Villanova, dude.
Man, I hope they made him wash his hands before he touched the cup.
Jeez.
You touch the butt, you can't touch the cup.
You're not allowed to touch the cup, sir.
Are you okay, dude?
How do y'all feel about them celebrating like they just won the finals, though?
Man, let them have
the Lakers,
that. They haven't won
did it
anything.
the first one.
I just had to ask the question.
They haven't won anything in like 52 years,
I get it.
man.
It's the Knicks, yeah.
Bruh, the Lakers did the same
years.
thing. The first one, the Lakers acted like they had won the championship.
To be fair, the Lakers hung a banner, and I think the Knicks.
Do you know who was
I think
probably really
the Knicks
happy?
said they're not hanging the banner.
They're not hanging the
You know
banner.
who was really happy is Spike Lee. Yeah. He's been watching them lose
and Stephen A.
his entire life.
He had something.
Stephen A. went on a, what does he call him, a soliloquy, right? He went on a soliloquy. Thank you. He went on a whole rant about how the New York Knicks won their first cup and this, that, and the third, and it was just like, really?
Maybe that's why the NBA has divisions, because they want the Knicks to be able to win something every once in a while, you know?
I mean,
I don't
this
know
year
why
it
else
was
they have
the
divisions.
Knicks. Last year it was the Lakers. It's just a consolation prize. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no,
Like,
last year it was.
was it not the Lakers?
The Lakers was the year before.
Yeah, was it
Oh, that's
Milwaukee
right.
or something? Or Indiana?
It was.
I
I mean,
don't
we
remember.
don't care.
Yeah,
no one
I
cares.
asked you
See how
guys.
important it is.
I
right?
literally
yeah.
asked
there-
these two right before we went live. Did either one of you watch the game? I tried to watch it, but I was at work.
Why on a Tuesday night? Why? If it means something to the NBA, put it on primetime. No,
Is
I mean, they promoted it like it was going to be on a Saturday night, didn't they?
they did
Yeah.
this. They
They
did
have
the
been
semis.
running.
They did the semis on Saturday night.
They
yeah.
did.
Right.
And those were the best games. I'm not going to lie. Those were the best games.
Because you were able to watch them.
But, I mean,
Is there anything they could do to make this cup thing even remotely interesting?
Primetime.
Not only that, but I mean, like, could there be like some because they get like $1 million bonus or something?
Yeah.
But because they're,
I like
but
the
that's
idea.
awesome for the players, but that does nothing for me as
For
a
the fan.
Like, what if there was like some like like an extra lottery ball in the draft, or
well, here's the
or
thing.
some sort of implication, like
That'd be
a
fun.
free. Or you get a free pass into the playoffs or
Like some
something.
reason for the fans to
Yeah.
care, not
So
just
like
the players.
yeah. So like if
right.
you win the cup, you're fast tracked to the playoffs. You know what I'm
You
saying?
get an automatic qualifier.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get a guaranteed seed. Let's say you don't have a playoff record. You're like the 10 seed or something. But
Yeah.
you get some kind of I could see that.
Or
yeah.
like I was saying, like an extra lottery ball in the draft or something that would
that.
be a little more exciting for a fan as opposed to
Sure.
well, I
you
think
know,
what they're thinking is if they give the monetary incentive to the players,
Then
they'll
they'll
get
play
more
hard.
spirited basketball. And they're right, because those games were very spirited. Even the
Sure.
Nuggets ones that were played were very spirited basketball.
Yeah, I guess, but it messes up the schedule and
It did, but the Nuggets benefited from that.
And isn't that like an extra game that doesn't mean anything?
championship
towards
is, I think the rest
towards
do.
it-
Yeah.
like their ultimate goal should be to go to the finals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this extra game is especially as a fan. I'm telling you, they got to rethink this thing because otherwise it's corny.
Well, how would you do it?
I would probably, I think like getting some sort of a boost for like the playoffs or something would probably be, something to get a fan excited about.
You get like a +1 seed.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
Yeah. Just a automatic into the playoffs or something, anything.
I mean, but how would you do that though? I'm trying to think. Like, it's not a bad idea.
Like if they won the cup and then they lost every game for the rest of the season.
Right.
Right.
Because that's exactly what happened to the Lakers when they won. They won the cup and then did not make the playoffs that year.
You just put your G Leaguers in and you rest LeBron the rest of the year,
Yeah.
Like, so how would you yeah, I know, Mark. I know we're getting to the Nuggets, my guy. We are getting to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are getting shellacked right now. Their bench seems to be playing spirited basketball, but the starters weren't playing very well. And Orlando's good.
Joke. Yeah,
Orlando's good.
Orlando's real good.
My rule with basketball is just watch the last 4 minutes.
That takes about 3 hours too.
But some people say that the last minute or two of a basketball game is the worst part of the game.
Right.
It's slow.
It takes forever.
Fouls,
Especially, how about this correction? Like
if
the
it's
last
a close game.
like the last 2 minutes of a close basketball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
If it's
slow.
within 10 points, it takes an eternity to finish 2 minutes in a
Same thing in
basketball
hockey,
game.
though. Hockey does the same thing.
Yeah. Well, especially if one team is up by maybe 2 or 3 possessions, and so they're trying to drag it out and make them make their free throws, and
I like that, but I understand why some people might not like it because
Right.
they're casuals.
Yeah, exactly. So who are you trying to appeal to? That's all. But the problem is, the dedicated fans are going to watch anyway. you know?
Yeah.
Sounds like a hot item.
Well, I was going to ask you both, can the Nuggets' depth hold out? Because it has, as of late, the Nuggets were 4-0 on their road trip and then came back and capped it off on a meaningless game with Houston because of the Cup game, right?
An amazing game, though.
But that was a good game.
That was a fantastic game.
And
of
I think that
basketball.
game is going to be meaningful in some way. Like, yes, in the standings, it probably is meaningless, but
it was meaningful.
They dropped.
Is it?
Houston
Yeah.
dropped 3 spots in the rankings after that loss.
True.
Yeah, the only game that doesn't count towards your record is the actual NBA Cup championship. Everything else,
that's right.
Everything
That's
else
right.
counts
Every
towards
other
your
game
record.
counts.
Yeah.
That's right.
right.
So the OKC Thunder did take that L from San Antonio,
Yes,
so now they have 2 losses.
That is their second loss. They don't get to get away. Say they still have the 17-game win streak or what have you.
And I mean, that sucks for them, but
No.
Doesn't suck for the rest of us.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
they will be fine.
Yeah.
What kills me really quick, besides the Nuggets getting killed by Orlando right now, I don't know who does the scheduling in the NBA, but why would you have? Not only is OKC and the Denver Nuggets in the same division, okay? The top 2 teams in the West, but yet they're not playing each other, and the Nuggets just hit 2 back-to-back
February?
threes until February, like the end of the season.
Man, I'm gonna have to get a swear jar, but a coin goes in every time you complain about the NBA scheduling process.
I'm just saying though. I'm talking about monetarily, like marketing. Why would you have those 2 teams not playing until February?
because those games in the end of the season are gonna be electric and meaningful.
Will they though? I mean,
Yeah, they will.
The possibility is there, yes.
The potential.
They definitely will.
Unless,
like that game.
The
Unless
Nuggets,
everybody's injured by that time.
The Nuggets are off.
That's what I'm worried about. Is it being maybe
But-
at that point OKC it's going to be meaningless basketball for them?
No.
You don't think so? You don't think the way they're playing right now?
I mean, if it's the last week of the season, maybe. But think about this: the Thunder are off to I think it might be the best start in NBA history before that other loss, right?
Mhm.
The Nuggets are off to the best start in franchise history. They're still 4.5 games behind them,
Right.
That's
That's a few games, but that's not that bad.
It's
That's
not-
not
it's
overcomable.
not that-
Or
that's
not,
what-
that's
not
not
insurmountable.
that-
It's not insurmountable.
That's what I'm
Good.
saying. So
Good word.
you move this forward, right? No matter, even if the Thunder keep up this pace, which would be extremely difficult to do, but maybe they do, right?
Mhm.
2 weeks left in the season, they're still not going to have the 1 seed locked up, right? It's going to take till if they're lucky, they get a week and a half off that they can coast. But that would be historic. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. The way they're playing, it does seem like they're going to drop 1 game every 16 games.
Yeah, they're gonna lose 5 or 6.
Like total.
At some point they're gonna get cold. Maybe they're gonna get an injury or two.
Like, I mean, it's
from
inevitable.
Your mouth to God's ears, man. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't want to hope injury on anybody, but man.
No, I just want some losses.
Man.
I don't want the injuries.
I think to go back to your original, do I think that the bench can hold up because they're mixing things up and bench guys are having to step up?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen like tangible evidence of that with Spencer Jones.
Of Spence, yeah.
Spencer Jones.
Yeah, he played like 41 minutes in that last game and was valuable for every
and
last
had a big
41 of those
3-point
minutes.
shot.
All of a sudden, he's got a whole different role on this team.
Yeah, he had a huge
He really does, and he's
three-point
still
shot.
on a 2-way contract too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He's the least paid player on the bench, and he's starting.
They got to pay that boy for sure.
Yeah.
How? I don't know how they're going to pay him.
I think that Christian Brown is on his way back soon, and then we'll probably see AG at the January-ish.
But just knowing you have that ace in the pocket, that Spade,
and then hopefully once that get Watson back, once we get back to that, they'll settle back into their original like rotations that they were.
That's a
running.
good note. There's no P-Watt tonight.
Yeah, he's injured.
Best defensive player
some
we have.
kind of contusion or something,
Like a bruise.
And then Tim Hardaway was questionable with an illness, but he's actually playing. So.
He is playing.
I don't know if he's playing well.
To the point of what I was trying to say is the playoffs start in April.
Mm-hmm.
And if that team, let's say they do drop 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, right? And it is the Nuggets and OKC is still the top two teams in February and it's not even early February, it's like late February when they play their first game. As divisions rivals.
No, February 1st is their first.
Oh, is
run.
it first? Okay, I thought it was the 21st.
They play the 27th also, but yeah.
That's what I thought was the first game. Okay,
but that's what I'm saying.
that's not bad.
Even February 27th, right? You're gonna have 21 games left in the season. So let's say the Thunder don't lose again between now and then. Are the Nuggets even gonna have 21 losses at that point? I mean, they might, but not by a lot. Not like
I would hope not.
Right. I mean, again, this is all assuming
I just want to see
they
this
keep up
team
these
play
paces.
OKC once. Just once.
No, they could have spread those out more. I agree with
That's
you.
what
It's
I'm
kinda
saying.
ridiculous. People would like to see that right now. You know what I mean? Like, or this
At
part
least
of
a
the season.
preview of what it's going to look like. Like,
Ooh, look. Oh, the score's updating on my.
Nuggets are down by 3 right now.
I think you're gonna get to February 1st, and you're gonna be stoked that we get 4
Nuggets are down by 3.
matchups in the month and a half after that.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to. I'm not going to have a choice but to be excited about it because, I'm just saying I would have liked to have one of those 4 games, a prelude of one of those 4 games in the earlier season.
It's going to be interesting, too, if they do end up meeting in the playoffs because, a lot of times these playoff matchups come up and we talk about, well, what were the regular season matchups like?
Mm-hmm.
And if all the regular season matchups were in, November, then we don't really give that a lot of stock as far as what's going to happen in the playoff series, right?
That's
so
fair.
Now you got 4 games in, a month and a half before the playoffs. You're going to look at those and go, oh yeah, this is a really good indicator of
Ryan,
what
you're
we're
making
say.
compelling arguments, sir. You're turning me around.
What did you think you brought me on the show for?
You're
Come on.
turning me around, sir. I'm getting psyched for these 4 games now. I'm my heart's pumping.
You just gotta be a little patient.
I was
That's
like,
all.
let's go! We're almost there. February really is right around the corner to his point.
Yeah, practically.
I mean, you get through the holidays,
Yep.
New Year's, get your taxes done, and then OKC plays Denver.
So it's really like 5 days. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna blink and you're gonna be there. Come on.
I'm like naming all of the things that happen between now and you get your W-2, you go to H&R Block, you itemize, pay your taxes. Because Uncle
they're going to be
Sam.
big games. They're going to be important games.
Yeah, they're going to be fun.
If at the very least to the Nuggets.
Well, these games right now with the Nuggets being able to play with their bench are going to be important games.
And
in the
you know what?
playoffs.
A year ago, they didn't have that bench to make up for these injuries. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
and it seems like their depth, to my question, it does seem like their depth is sustainable, especially with, like Spencer Jones playing out of his pay grade.
Now it's a 4-point difference.
Think about that. Think about the best start in franchise history, and you've had Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown out for most of it.
For 2 months?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's so
Our 2 best defenders, 3 of our best defenders aren't even
With
playing.
Peyton Watson, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got both Wagner's out tonight for the Magic, too. Don't discount that. But as far as, like, the long term is, I mean, this team is only going to get better defensively. You knew that they were going to be elite offensive. It's scary. It's good stuff.
so the answer is yes. The bench is going to help them them stay afloat till some guys start coming back. As long as they keep Hunter Tyson away from the basketball. Keep that man away from the basketball.
See, really,
As soon as he says his name, they show him on TV.
And as we tie it up, we'll head it out.
That's hilarious.
See, really, the starters should have gotten injured early in the season last year, and then Malone might still have a job.
No, we don't say
Different-
stuff like that.
He would have had to play some bench guys. Though.
Speaking of jobs, our job here today is done. Thank you for tuning in. We will not see y'all next week because next week will be Christmas, and I don't expect anybody to show up and talk sports on Christmas.
I'm glad you said
We're
that. I
gonna
was
watch
going to
it.
be here.
Okay,
No, I
we
wasn't.
will be here next
No.
week, or Mike will be here next week.
No.
Vinny will not, neither will I, neither will Ryan,
No,
but
sir.
Mike is going to come in here and do everything. He's going to put the board, set it up, do everything. No, but happy holidays. We will see you hopefully on the New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. Maybe we'll do a little toast or something. But thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for all of your support. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Sportz Phenz with the Z's. And we will see y'all in a couple of weeks, Sportz Phenz. So peace, and enjoy the sports over the next week because it's going to be lovely. Deuces. This is like a